Hey everybody, this is Alora from Living to Be Happy, and today I have my dad with me and we are going to show the tiny house that he built. He converted the shed into a tiny house, guest house, and yeah, this is Jack.
This is Jack. I'm Jack. Basically I bought a shed, $7,500, and I put about $10,000 into it, and we built a little house. We brought a shed in here and they put it on the property. They leveled it, put it up on blocks, and it's all strapped down with big straps where it's not going to go anywhere. Any kind of storm, it's not going nowhere. And then from there, first thing we did is ran power to it, all of our utilities. We ran hot and cold water, we ran cable and DSL line and electrical from our main house to here. First thing we did is we had to put a septic system in, which basically the septic system is right in here, and then the leach field goes out here. That's the only thing I paid for. I had a company come in and do it. It was easier to have them do it. You can do it yourself. I'm not telling you to do it yourself. You're not supposed to, but you can go online, figure out how to do it. It's really simple. The reason this all looks like crap is it's winter time and it all died off. In the summertime, well, you can actually see over here some pink flowers popping up, but usually there's big plants that grow, big elephant ears that grow halfway up the building, and then all this is all flowers all through here. It just looks crappy now as it's winter time and everything's dead. Alright, so the first thing we did when we got the shed, we had our utilities brought up to the house. First thing we did is put in our breaker box. We ran our power lines up here and hooked the breaker box up, put our breakers in, because the first thing we needed to do is get some power to the building, because we had to put in our air conditioning, because we started our job in June. So the first thing we did after getting the power here, we cut the hole in the wall and installed our air/heat conditioner to keep the house cool as we worked on it. From there we started on the floors. First thing I want to do is just get the floor. If you get the whole floor down, you don't got to build around cabinets and everything. And this is a wood laminate floor from Home Depot. It's called a floating floor. There's no screws, no nails, no glue. You just put it together and you keep it 1/4 inch off of all the walls. And what I did is just took a box of pencils and lined the walls with pencils and put the wood against it, and that kept it 1/4 inch off. And we just worked our way across, putting it together just like Legos. They just snap into place all the way across the whole floor. The whole purpose of the pencils is that you keep 1/4 inch around everything, so the floor is floating. So in the summertime, in the winter, when temperatures change and it expands and contracts, it has that room. So you gotta pull your pencils out. I pulled most of them out, some of them I couldn't. I haven't ran into any problems, but you could, because your floors could buckle. So right after we did the floors, the first thing we did is we wanted to seal everything off, every crack, crevice, every little hole. Because it was built as a shed, so there's a lot of nail holes would come through the ceiling and stuff. So we took this plastic, elastic, it's like a roof coating stuff. It's like white. And we painted every crack, every crevice, every hole. This whole building is super sealed. This has gone to the extreme, but we want it really sealed good. So we sealed it off. From there we did the insulation, which we insulated all the walls. And up underneath the loft, so we did all this is insulated on both sides. And then we did all the ceilings and walls of the whole building.
And then you put the electrical all through the walls and then the panel board up?
Actually, I jumped the gun. We did the electrical before you do the insulation.
Okay.
Basically what we do is you go through every stud in here and you drill holes through them so you can run your wires. So I ran wires from the breaker box. I'll run wires down here that would hit like outlets. I'd run a set of wires that would go down here and hit so many outlets.
Okay.
And then it would come over here and it would hit so many outlets. The wires are basically weaved through the walls, through the ceilings, all through here. And basically what we did is we went basically at Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever is more convenient, you get a paneling. This is the kind of paneling we used, which is like the weird 70s stuff. And we paneled the whole downstairs like that. And then for the roof, we got something more nicer. It's more like a natural wood grain we did for all the ceilings in the upstairs part.
And you said the loft, you had to put those two by
We put these on it at the end because once we put the foam cushioning in there, then you put the carpeting in there, and then this here, then that would raise the floor another couple inches. So we put this here just to keep that down, just to reinforce it. Plus it looked better. You know, it's just like a 2x4 running across there. So basically what we did up here is we put the cushioning, the backing for carpeting up here, and we did 2 layers of it. It's that real spongy stuff. So it made it about 1.5 inches thick. So we wanted it real thick because this is a loft. Whenever you're moving around up here, you're going to be on your knees. So you wanted it soft. So we put two layers of that on here to make it real soft. And then this carpet is a indoor outdoor carpet. You can get it at Lowe's, Home Depot. It's real durable and it's real soft. And it made it real simple. We just stapled it down. We stretched it ourselves, not using tools. We just stretched it, stapled it. And then once you got this all down, we put trim in here. And the trim covers the edges that were all stapled. And basically we did the same thing on both sides of the loft. Okay, we ready to go? We can go back to the bathroom now, do some of this, and then the kitchen.
Yeah.
Well, once we did all this, the first thing we did is we had to build this wall that would separate the living area with the bathroom. Basically 2x4s, framed it in, insulated it, and then all the walls in here, we use the same thing. It's panel board, but it's made for bathrooms. It makes it look like tiles. And we did the ceiling the same way, and we added 2 lights with 2 fans, just to keep it pretty lit up in here because it was a little tiny area. From there, we installed our shower, which we bought the whole kit right at Home Depot. We had to measure it, make sure it fit, and it was actually fairly simple. Put it together and we put it all in place. And same with the vanity. We had all the plumbing run to it. We just hooked the water up, the drain pipe, and we already had our electrical ran back here, so we got our electrical outlets here. We ran electrical for our light, or our light switch, and we already ran electrical in the ceiling for our lights. And then from there, all we had left was the toilet. We installed the toilet, and we already had we ran the plumbing for that too. And everything is basically CPVC, which is used for running water lines. And that's what we used to run for the shower, the vanity, the toilet. And then we had, I think it was like a 2-inch PVC drain for the toilet and the vanity and the shower. And that all runs into the septic system that was pre-installed before we did all this. So next thing we did is we worked on the kitchen. And basically with the kitchen, you could do it at Lowe's or Home Depot. I just chose Home Depot because it was closer. And they have a computer there that you can either do it yourself or the people there will do it. You give them the dimensions. So I gave them the dimensions of what I wanted for my countertop cabinets and sink, and they designed it on their computer. So then I knew what cabinets to buy there that'll fit into place. So I got these 2 upper cabinets, and I got these cabinets on the bottom, and this size sink. And then over here I have another cabinet. Basically the whole thing at Home Depot designs it. We just put it in, screwed it down, and then the countertop, we handmade this whole thing. This is just a wood board. We bought the tiling, and we did that whole part ourselves. We put the sink in and tiled everything. And we already had the plumbing or the water running in here, and we just basically ran all the hot and cold water here and the drains, and it's all set. The kitchen was actually a lot simpler than I thought it would be. That's it. Any questions?
Is there anything that stands out like you remember being like a pain?
These ladders.
The ladders?
Both the ladders we made were really hard. We had to cut these little rectangles all the way down because we wanted the boards to slide inside to be screwed in there, which makes it actually so much tighter. I mean, these can handle 800 pounds each one. But it took a long time to do this on both of them. And that was probably the hardest. Everything else was fairly easy.
Well, that's good. You got any questions?
What's one thing you would do different, or whatever, multiple things?
Storage. The biggest thing about little houses is storage, because my son stayed in here for a couple years with his girlfriend. You just need more storage. Like here, this table. If you ever make a little house, buy some kind of chest.
Like an ottoman or
an ottoman, something with drawers. But the biggest thing with a little house like this is you need storage. The more storage, the better.
Next time it'll be a custom couch build, right? You'll build your own couch and pay some high dollar for nice cushions.
If I had the time and the money, that would be the best thing. This is just one of our extra couches. It's a fold-out bed, which is pretty much useless. It'd be better to get some kind of custom couch where you just pull the cushions off and there'd be like boards you could remove, and you had storage. And that's the biggest thing, storage here.
That's good. Is there anything else you want to say about your tiny house?
Yep. Anything else?
No, that's about it.
Well,
just build one and have fun.
I think it's awesome. It's inspired me. I stayed in here when we were doing our repair in our RV, and it was like, compared to our RV, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like a mansion. Except we did bump our heads a lot up there, but it was still cool. And cable TV in here. Yeah, this place is awesome. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Thank y'all for watching the video if you got this far. We had a fun time doing this, and we got to enjoy spending time with Laura's father talking about his little house that he let us stay in, so thank you very much.
Yep, thanks Dad.
Yep.
And don't forget to like the video and comment and subscribe. Let us know if you want more tiny house videos. This is the only one we know of.
This is the only tiny house we got.
This is it actually. Okay, bye.
Peace.